Alright, so. Hello, welcome to the first episode of my channel. I haven't really figured out the title of my channel yet. This is all very new. I think I want to call it something like Some Reviews or Film with Friends, but we'll figure it out later. But welcome to the first episode of my show where we talk about films and everything that we love and let's just hold a discussion during this quarantine, right? My name is Sam. You are watching the very first episode of this channel. Yay! Today we're going to talk about one of the first films I saw in a quarantine, and that is Invisible Man. So with that said, let's go make ourselves a cup of tea. Right. Invisible Man is directed by, I'm probably gonna butcher that person's name and I'm very sorry, Lee Wannell. And it stars Elizabeth Moss from Mad Men and Handmaid's Tale, whose boyfriend apparently killed himself and then tries to haunt her. And it's classified as a horror film, but I'm not really sure whether it can be because it's more like a thriller. And the film gets a little bit bloody, but not really. Like, I'm a person that cannot watch any horror movies, and you know, I was fine. I was like ready for the Invisible Man, I guess in this case, to just like suddenly come out and like murder everybody because he has a tendency to be how you say that, violent, when she's like with this man and she's getting hurt with someone else in present. I'm like, yes, she's not crazy, God, believe, oh my god. So that's what I had. Before I jump a little bit too far ahead, let's just go into the plot a little bit. So if you haven't seen that movie yet, please pause this video and go watch that first, because we're gonna go full-on spoilers. Like, this is a full-on discussion. I can barely call it a review. I don't know if I have to call it a review, but that's, yeah, so please watch that. I'm very sorry, I should put like spoiler alert here, like for everybody that haven't watched it. It is the movie that can be like less pleasant if you like to watch it spoiler free, but or if you're like me who likes to read the entire plot before you go in to make sure that there's nothing that surprises you as an audience, then this video is for you. Elizabeth, I had to actually Google her name because like I didn't know like she was called Cecilia. Cecilia, she was like trying to be really like quiet, like trying not to wake up her boyfriend. I think her boyfriend was called Adrian. I'm gonna look it up after this video. The lady was like so clumsy. My god, like as a clumsy person, I feel her, but I would definitely die. No joke. You can really feel the dread in the movie when she's, you know, moving around in the house, because you can sense that she's really stressed, and I think the film editing, it really reminded me of A Quiet Place that came out I think 1 or 2 years ago. That was also really surprisingly pleasant and watchable for a person that cannot watch horror movie. The sound editing was done really well because it was so powerful in the beginning that you could tell she was scared, and you could tell like this is a situation that was happening. 5 minutes in, I was like, got it. I got, like, you understood completely what the plot was. This woman is in an abusive relationship where she's terrified of her boyfriend, and there was a website that tells you how scary this film is. I'll probably link the website that I checked. Like, feel free to use that website to check all your other movies. Like, that's how I make sure that I don't scare myself to death, because I think this is the limit of scary movies that I can watch. like when people think that she's going crazy, and you could tell that because her makeup is now less less pretty. And you know, in Hollywood, when you're less pretty, it equates you being going crazy. But she did a terrific job because I felt the dread with her every single moment. She was trying to convince everybody that Adrian came back to haunt her, but nobody believed it. I was like, why would But then in a way, like, she was also making it very inconvenient for herself, because for example, there was this part where she sent an email to her sister, or Adrian sent sent an email to her sister, and her sister's like, oh, I can't believe you wrote this to me. I mean, you can get hacked. Like, it doesn't have to be Adrian, but you can just say like, yeah, my email got hacked. Like, I'm sure like everybody is super chill about that. Like, especially if you just like go up to their house and tell them like, yeah, I'm sorry, like I don't know what happened, but my phone got hacked. Like, you don't have to go all full paranoid. I think I could tell that it was an indie film, although it's beautifully made, but there was like one part in the movie that really took me out of the disbelief, was like suspense of belief, was when she was struggling in the kitchen like with an invisible person. Like, I could clearly tell like there's probably like two green men struggling with her on the camera, and they kind of just like, why, like, yeah, that part, like she was like floating in the air. That was a little bit unfortunate. I think they could have done better, or maybe like not such a wide shot of what they're doing, because I feel like that could be, I feel like that exposed the limits of a budget film a little bit. Another thing that I caught like almost immediately, like when she tried to call the doctor, and then the doctor told her like, and then she kind of like stopped listening to the call. I was like, yeah, she's pregnant. And then they were like, they made a point to mention like, oh yeah, she was using birth control, like she didn't want to have a kid. I was like, yeah, she's definitely pregnant, because if you are like stuck with someone that it controls you like that, why don't you take like, I don't know, like a hormonal patch or any other type of birth control that she doesn't have to take every day, you know? Like, I feel like there are a lot of choices right now for women, so I don't know why she took that one. It's like super obvious to me. I'm sorry, guys. Also, I liked the part where she was like super like she was trying to be smarter than Adrian, or like whoever that is torturing her at the time, by, you know, meeting her sister in public. He's like, oh, please, I'll tell you everything, but let's like why don't you just tell her on the phone or whatever? But okay, yeah, just. And then they met in public, and then that was the part that I was like, did not see that coming, because the way they slit her throat was so quick. I wasn't sure, like, wait, what? This is for real? Like, will she survive? Because I was still not used to any body count dropping in this movie yet. Oh my god. So at the beginning, she's just going downhill from there. When her sister died, I think that was like the lowest point she could get, because then she ended up in the prison or whatever, and then they told her she's pregnant, and then she got like seriously crazy, and then she tried to commit suicide, and then she kind of like got herself out of it, because there were more witnesses that she's not the only one who saw this invisible man, and I'm glad that was figured out. But the ending kind of irked me, because I wish the boyfriend Adrian, he admitted at the end like, yeah, I was the one who did everything, because although we as the audience have no doubt, and we know that she as the protagonist, she has no doubt that it was him all along, to see him being not admitting that till the very end, that was just disappointing. And I don't know, like watching her kill the boyfriend at the end, it could go either way. I don't know, we'll see from here. Obviously they're trying to get a sequel out of this, because the ending is very open, and I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, more from them. And I hope that they don't try to ruin it with way too much special effects shots, because I think that's not their forte. They succeeded in telling a really powerful story about a woman being gaslighted by everyone else in her life, and I think that was a story that I haven't seen that yet in cinema, and I thought that was very unique, and not necessarily the part about the special effects. Overall, I would recommend you watching this movie, especially if you are safe at home. Alright, so that was my review of The Invisible Man. I hope you liked it. if you do, please, like and subscribe and all of that stuff, because that really, really helps the channel and helps me grow. And let me know in the comments what you think I should review or discuss next. Let me know what you think about this film, and let's have fun. Let's drink a cup of tea and then lay back and discuss the stuff that we interest in. Stay safe, kids.